Let's start recording. This is the Patriotic Garland class. If this is your first class, I think Beulah, this is your first class. We don't really have that many people participating live tonight. A lot of people are just busy during the week, or for whatever reason, they just prefer to get the video. So normally what I do is I start, sitting in front of my laptop, and then I move it over to my craft table and I plug it in so you can see my table. But normally what I do is I mute everybody at the beginning of the class to kind of cut down on background noise. So you just need to be able to know where your mute and unmute button is. So if you're on your phone, you just need to tap your screen, and the controls, you can see my knee wrapped up. The controls will pop up, and you can unmute yourself. But we really don't have that many people in class tonight, so I don't think I'm going to mute anybody. I'll just keep the microphone on. I wanted to tell you guys that if you ordered the kit, hold on, I'm plugging in my charger here. If you ordered the kit from Shelly B, Home and Holiday, there is a kit for this garland. You didn't have to order it, but if you did order it, it comes with a garland form. It's 9 feet long. It's actually called a work garland, and that's what this looks like. Now, I cut mine in half for 2 reasons. Because I can't fit a 9-foot garland on my table. And I remember last fall, or maybe it was like November, I think, we did a Christmas garland, and I had to do the whole class on the floor. So, because I couldn't fit it on my table. But I cut this in half also because I don't really have a door big enough for a 9-foot garland that I want to put this on. So I'm just going to make 2. I'm just going to make 1 in class tonight. But you can definitely do that. These are easy to cut in half. You just need wire cutters, and you can just clip it in half. And you can put it over 2 doors, or you can even make this a centerpiece. This can just sit on your kitchen table or your mantle as a centerpiece too. It doesn't have to be a full garland. You can, cut it in as many pieces as you want. So now you can definitely make your own one of these. If you have some really heavy, thick wire, and I think Cindy was going to do that. She was just going to attach pipe cleaners to it. For a 9-foot garland, there's 22 pipe cleaners, and they're spaced about 5 inches apart. Now, I like to have some extra pipe cleaners on hand because I like everything that I make to be very full. So I'm going to see how it looks when I get all these filled in. If I feel like it needs a little bit more, you can pop another pipe cleaner in, and you can add more. There's nothing, nothing against that. You can definitely do that. You can do whatever you want. You can also buy, I don't know how easy they are to get in the summer, but you can also buy a balsam garland, like a pine garland, especially at Christmas time. You can attach mesh to those as well, and you use the pieces of pine, artificial pine, as your pipe cleaners. So if you happen to have had one laying around from Christmas time, you can definitely use that. If you don't want the pine to show, just put more mesh on it and you won't see it. And you can definitely use the pine. I've seen people use pine wreath forms to make summer wreaths. I saw somebody made a watermelon wreath, and they just put mesh on it and ribbon, and you couldn't even see that there was pine under there. So anyway, let me hobble over here and get my mesh. Again, there is a kit available. I'm going to post the link when I send everybody the video. You don't have to have the kit. The picture that was shown is more or less an example. That, I believe, just had solid red, white, and blue mesh in it. But I'm going to use, which was what came with the kit. I think, Jeannie, you got the kit. This pretty white, and I was very upset that I couldn't cut this with the wood burning tool because it has jute running through it. I won't even tell you what I do. If I can't cut something with the wood burning tool, I don't like my rotary cutter, only because I feel like it still frays. So I just take my scissors and I cut it by hand, and I make sure I cut in between the lines, and it takes me forever, but I'm so crazy with fraying that that's what I do. But again, all mesh is going to fray. the less you handle it, the less it's going to fray. But the wood burning tool is definitely a nice tool to have. And then we have a nice navy blue. These are all 10-inch. And what we're going to do, and these are cut into 10-inch pieces, we're going to attach 3 spirals to a bundle. And we're going to pop them in the wreath form or on the garland form. Now, I really want to get myself a Bodabra. And the reason I say it is not to make bows, but if you've ever seen, do you guys know what a Bodabra looks like? It kind of looks like it's like a piece of plastic and the pieces are sticking up like that. A lot of times wreath makers will put their ruffles or their spirals in there to hold them. And it really is helpful because while you're making one spiral and you kind of have to hold it in your hand while you're making the other one, and it really comes in handy. I think I might just get one just for that. Anyway, so
that's about all I use mine for.
I really want to get one just for that because this is what you have to do. And if you have trouble with your hands, we're just going to start making spirals. Doesn't really matter what color. I like to make mine kind of tight. Now, normally, what I do is I just kind of stick it in between my hand while I'm at the other two. But that can be kind of a pain because, you know, mesh likes to stick together. If you have maybe a chip clip or, you know, even a clothespin would work great.
Stick it under your arm.
What's that?
Stick it under your arm.
You telling me to stick it, Gina?
I am.
That's okay. I love you. You can tell me to stick it. Or you can stick it under your arm. But, so stick them under your arm, like Gina says. Or if you have a paper clip, or not a paper clip, a chip clip, or even a clothespin, just to hold the other spirals while you're doing them. But the arm works good too, just so you guys can't see that it's under my arm. So if you want to crisscross them, put the cut side down. So the part that's where you ended up, try to put that down. You're going to get some frays. Don't let it drive you crazy. And I like to kind of just crisscross them like that. Now, see, normally when I'm doing spirals, I have a pipe cleaner and I wrap it around before I put it on my wreath. I don't normally have them already attached because I like them to be kind of going up like that. That's how I like my spirals to look. So let me think for a second here. You know what I might still do? I still might wrap a pipe cleaner around it, but I don't know. Gina, do you have any pipe cleaners handy or no? Let me see how this looks without just kind of throw it in like that. I think if we make it full enough, if we add enough spirals, and the reason I say that, and let me tell you why I say I like to make my bundles ahead of time. If I'm doing a wreath, let me get my red pipe cleaners here. If I'm doing a wreath with bundles of spirals, I don't attach my pipe cleaners ahead of time because this is what I like to do. I get a half a pipe cleaner. Let me take this out from it and I'm going to show you. If my pipe cleaners weren't already attached, I would take my bundle and wrap my half pipe cleaner around it like that. Right in the middle. You can use a full one, it doesn't really matter. I just don't like to waste. And then I pull it up like that before I twist. And it just kind of helps them to stick up a little bit more. But because the pipe cleaners are already on here, I mean, there's really no reason why you can't just do that and still stick it on here. But I feel like we're going to have to add more pipe cleaners because, like I said, I like mine to stick up like that. Now, we can also do ruffles. We don't have to do spirals. Let me show you how the ruffles would look. If you didn't want to do spirals, we could do ruffles. Let's keep our options open here, people. Let's see what looks better. I know I put in the description that we were going to do spirals, but let's see how the ruffles look. So if you want to do a ruffle, I'm sure you guys have seen ruffles before. Oh Lord, what's the phrase? You could do the same thing. You could stick it under your arm. Like Gina said, you could hold it on your hand. I want to see how the ruffles look. Maybe we'll do ruffles instead. And we can crisscross them just like we did our spirals. Like that. Now I have to flatten this out because it got all curly on me. You can even do it with one hand if you're very dexterous. Whatever you guys want to do. If you like the way the spirals look, you can do the spirals, but I think that kind of looks pretty with the 3 ruffles together like that. What do you think, Miss Gina? What do you like better? We really didn't give the spirals a chance because
I'm liking the ruffles better.
yeah, me too. You know what I think I might do the next time though? I think I might lay one ruffle down and then make my other ones instead of trying to squish them all together. I think it's just because it's the garland. I need to do something with that to hold that down because that's just.
Can you see what I did? I mean, I put a ruffle in next to the spiral. And see how much better the ruffle looks?
I like the ruffle.
Yeah, I think I do. Let me make you bigger, Gina. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah. You could actually do
spiral
2 ruffles and do a spiral on top if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I kind of like how the ruffles look. It kind of reminds me of like fireworks, you know? Somebody's got some feedback here. All right, and what you can do is you can alternate, meaning since we started with the red on the bottom.
We're going to have some extra pieces left over because there's 22, there's like 30 ruffles. And
yeah.
So you're going to have some extra pieces. You can go back and add spirals if you wanted to.
Yep. See, I think I'm going to try to attach them separately instead of all at once because it kind of looked messy. And what I mean by that is I'm going to kind of lay one down and give it one twist just to hold it. And then I'll lay my other one down instead of trying to hold them all together because I'm OCD and I like them to look perfect. And I'll cross this one over this way. Like that. You might want to get something to hold your what have you down. You know what I mean by your what have you? Your garland, because it's going to go flopping off the table. I don't know what I did to my knee. So we'll do that, and then we'll do this. You see what I mean by if you handle it too much, it starts to
Christina, that's already looking so much better on mine. I put the ruffles.
Yeah. I'm going to show you guys another little trick too when you're making ruffles. There. See what I mean by if you handle it too much, it frays more because I've been playing with this and rolling it and pulling at it. Okay. All right, so since we started with the red on the bottom, I'm going to start with the white on the bottom in the next one. Now, there's a little trick I learned when making ruffles too. If you are worried that your ends are going to fray, before you make your, instead of just going right up the middle, kind of fold this under a little bit. See how the cut end is folded under? And then you start making your ruffle. Okay? And then when you get to the end, just kind of fold that under too. I know it's a little bit of an extra step, You can ensure that your cut ends are going to be curled under and they're not going to show and fray. Again, you're going to have some fraying with any kind of mesh that you get. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to do the red in the middle, and then we'll do the blue. Trying to hold my, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick this under here just to kind of hold it. I'm going to move my camera. There we go. Just to hold it for me. It'll work. Just fold the end under just a tiny bit, and then you can start doing your ruffle. And just curl the end under. And I just gave it like one quick twist, and then I'm just opening it back up again. If you, like I said, if you want to maybe put them all in at once, feel free. But I felt it looked a little bit messy when I did it that way. And this way, like, look how pretty that looks. What do we have left now? We have blue. What? Now, I will tell you that even though all mesh does fray, that you're going to find that some mesh will fray a lot more than others. For example, I love Michaels, but their mesh is horrible. First of all, they don't have 10-inch mesh. They have 12-inch mesh. I don't really know why. I really didn't discover this until I was making my spring centerpiece, and I had all 10-inch mesh, and then I had one roll of Michaels, and it was 12. And it looked okay, but it sort of looked a little bit off because some pieces were longer than other ones. And the metallic in their mesh just comes out like crazy. It just, you're pulling metallic out left and right. So the only time I think I would ever use Michael's mesh is if I wasn't going to cut it. Like if I was going to make a poof or something like that, that's when I would use Michael's mesh. Craft Outlet is definitely the best. Now, if you don't know this, Craft Outlet gets their mesh from wholesaler Craig Bachman, and he's got very good quality mesh. And that's actually what this is. But I think the reason why we're getting some frays here is because I couldn't cut this with the wood burning tool, and so the ends are just fraying a tiny bit. But we just kind of curled them under. And again, make your ruffle, put it on your wreath, fluff it a little bit, and then leave it alone. The more you pull at it, the more it's going to fray.
No.
So what do we have here? We're red in the bottom. We're going to do blue in the middle. So just kind of alternate your colors. You don't even have to use different colors. If you want to use all the same color, but you know, this is a patriotic garland, so you got to have the red, white, and blue. So again, I just folded the end under like that. I think this is the first time I've done this with a ruffle wreath or garland, and I can't tell you how many times we've made ruffles, but I literally just saw somebody do this. So I'm learning new things too. Just kind of curl it under. We got a little bit of feedback going here, you guys, so I'm just going to hit the mute button. Who else has joined us here? Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. I'm just going to hit the mute button. Just make sure that you know how to unmute yourself if you have a question. No problem. So let's see, blue, and then we're going to do the white. I really love this mesh. It's so pretty. I really think it's about time that I get a bigger craft table, though, you guys. I think it's time. And each time I put the next one down, I'm just kind of crossing it. Crossing it in the opposite direction of the last one. Yeah, I like the ruffles better. I apologize. I did intend to do spirals, but I just like the way the ruffles look better. So now we're going to go back to, I guess we'll keep it the way we're doing. Let me think here for a second. Was a white, blue? red. I guess the red doesn't ever need to be on the top because the red still shows no matter where it is. So we're going to do the white on the bottom now. I'm going to be very sad when we're not making summer wreaths anymore. And it's so funny because I said this when Christmas was over. I said, I'm going to be sad when we're not making Christmas wreaths anymore. I mean, everybody else is making fall and Halloween wreaths now. I'm not quite ready for that yet. We're going to be doing that probably, I think next month we're going to be starting, later next month. That was actually the first class that we had. Now here's what I'm doing here. Watch what I'm doing here. Make sure that your ruffles aren't like laying on top of each other, meaning the ones that are next to each other on the pipe cleaner. Just make sure they're like lifted up and they're pushing each other up. It just makes it look a little bit more full. Actually, if you have an Etsy shop or you plan on doing craft shows in the fall, it really isn't too early to start doing fall and even Christmas, because it really is Christmas is obviously the busiest season for wreaths. So I'm going to have this stuff all over my floor. All right, now what color do we need? I think of where we started here. We'll do blue again in the middle, I guess. You could actually have even cut your ruffles bigger if you wanted to do maybe 15-inch pieces. That would have made a really full garland as well. But this is looking pretty full with the 10-inch. And again, we have 3 in each one, so let's see. I guess we are going to do the, hold on a second, what did I do here? Red. I think I meant to put the red in the middle on that one. That's all right, I'm going to put the red on the top on that one. That's what happens when I start chit-chatting. Again, I'm just folding it under a little bit on the end just to get that cut end tucked under. And we'll do the red on the top. You could actually put lights on these too if you want. I would recommend wrapping your garland in the lights first before you put your mesh on, and it will show through. Let's see. The white on the bottom. I guess we'll do the red on the bottom now. The first one I always lay parallel to the wreath form. And I just do one twist because I'm going to have to undo it anyway. But I just like it to hold it for me while I do the other ones. I think we're going to we'll do white in the middle. That looks really pretty. I like that with the ruffles. I'm glad I changed to the ruffles. I wasn't feeling the spirals. Spirals look good on a wreath because you can really squeeze them in tightly together and they all push each other up. I like my spirals to be facing up. So you're definitely going to have mesh left over if you have 3 different rolls of 10-inch. You can make another wreath with it. You can make another garland. Again, I cut mine in half, so mine's only going to have 11 ties in it. So
my cat is pulling the other end of my garland on the floor, trying to play with it.
You gotta throw her a pipe cleaner. Does she still chase the pipe cleaners around?
She's got about 50 pipe cleaners on the floor. She wants whatever I'm working with.
Oh my God. You should like lock her in the other room. I try to do that with my cat and she just yowls and cries. Oh, my cat, I actually have a little room for her. It's off of the kitchen. And I have to lock her up at night or else she'll fight with my dog because my dog is blind. Not that she fights with her, but my dog is blind. She's 14, you know the story. And if she accidentally bumps into her, the cat will scratch her or she'll swat at her. So I have to lock her up at night or when she's driving me crazy. And her new thing now is she tries to get in my closet because my closet's actually in there. We have a really weird setup in our house. The closet that's in the room I'm in now is technically my room, but my son uses it because he doesn't have a closet in his room. I don't know why he doesn't have a closet. And there's a huge closet in, it's like a little pantry, but we lock the cat in there at night. But her new thing is I used to push the vacuum cleaner against the door so she couldn't get in there, but she's figured out a way to move the vacuum cleaner. Don't ask me how, because that thing is heavy. But I heard this thump, thump, thump coming from the other room, and she had moved the vacuum cleaner and was in my closet, like getting hair everywhere. So I have to get a rubber band now and like lock because it's 2 doors that open out. So I have to kind of lock her out of there. It's like she knows where she's not supposed to be, and that's where she wants to go. So. All right, let's see, what can we do now? Trying to follow sort of semi of a pattern here as I'm pulling phrase off. One on the bottom now. I guess we'll do the white in the bottom. I like this mesh though, I do. Colors are very pretty. Cindy, did you end up making your own garland form? I don't know if Cindy's still here. Oh, Cindy was here. Are you here, Cindy? I think I still see you here. Put you right in the middle. Cindy was going to try to make her own garland. I'm curious how that came out. Are you doing the whole garland then, Gina? The whole 9 feet?
Yes.
All right, so I might get done before you. Is that okay? Because I'm only going to
working pretty fast.
What's that?
I'm working pretty fast.
Because I'm only doing a half here.
Well, I'm over halfway through.
Wow, you're fast.
Bella, stop!
You know, my sister's cat is named Bella.
Oh, really?
She's pulling on the garland probably because it's hanging off the table, right?
Do what?
It's hanging off the table, so she's pulling on it, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we did the ruffles. I just want to make sure that I have enough for my ribbon. Make sure that you, as you're adding your ruffles, don't twist too many times because you want to make sure you have enough of your tie left for your ribbons. Mine's starting to fall off the table here. Okay, I wonder if there's a way I can, because what's going to happen is it's going to start falling off the table and then I'm going to lose it. Stay. Yeah, I may make a wreath with what I have left over too. Someone have quite a bit left over. I may just use this as a centerpiece instead of a garland. I may just stick it on my mantle. Yeah, I need to do something with this. It's going to slide right off the table here. Hold on. What can I do to help that from sliding off? I'm going to lose it. There we go. Stay. I don't think we're going to need to add extra pipe cleaners either. I think this is going to be full enough on its own. I'm not going to have to add extra.
Gina, can you hold yours up?
What's that?
Can Gina hold hers up?
You want to hold yours up, Gina? I don't know who's asking that.
Beulah?
Hi, Mimi.
Okay.
Hello. Hi.
Somebody asked you to hold yours. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
That's pretty. Mimi snuck on. You didn't say hello. I didn't know you were there until I looked up and I saw your name.
Where's Bunny?
I don't know. Bunny's got a lot going on lately. She's in between moving and
Oh, okay.
some health stuff going on. Poor
Oh,
sweet-
okay.
I miss her. Mimi, did you order that shirt for yourself that I sent you? That was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I immediately thought of you. I said, I gotta send her this link. That was so cute.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I've been I can't see you. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
When I came on, I could see you, and now it's black with the yellow thing that says done speaking.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you can go out and come back in again?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
All right, honey.
Thanks.
Zoom is weird on different devices. It just does different things that I'm not familiar with. I use it on my laptop, so. I'm actually thinking of looking into different options, some different video conferencing options, because just to see what else is out there.
Actually, Zoom is probably one of the better ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you used some of the other ones?
We were using GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar at work.
Yeah, I've used those too.
Those are ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they tried something else and they settled on Zoom.
Let me turn my fan up. It got a little warm in here. You're going to be able to see my whole garland once I'm done attaching everything. I'm right on the end right now. Again, if you're just jumping on here, I cut my garland form in half because I don't really have a doorway big enough that I want to put a 9-foot garland around. They're very easy to cut in half. You can cut it in half and do over two doorways, or you can put it on your mantle as a centerpiece, on your table, dining room table. That'll work. I'm down to the last 3 here. I gotta do it like this so I don't trying to anchor my garland so I don't lose it. Hold on a second. Where's my chair? Maybe I'll grab my chair. I can sit it on my chair so I don't lose it. Ouch. I can't believe I twisted my knee again. I'm such a klutz. Oh, I know. I wanted to show you guys this mesh too that I got. That's why I have this sticking out over here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of eyelash mesh before. Has anybody ever heard of eyelash mesh before? I'm going to do just like that. It's like sitting up on my chair here. There we go. Eyelash mesh is pretty neat. And as far as I know, you can only get it from a place called BB Crafts. And they are in California. But if you look closely, it is like a striped mesh, if you can see that. Hold on, let me try to open it up a little bit here. But it's really kind of cool because if you can see that, there's like strands in between the metallic. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I think that's probably why they call it the eyelash mesh. But isn't that so pretty? I got an orange and I got a purple. And I thought I could make maybe a Halloween wreath with that. But as far as I know, you can only get it from, like I said, BB Crafts. You can go to their website. It wasn't that expensive. I think maybe it was like $4 a roll. It wasn't too bad. So I'm just going to let this hang over my chair, just like that. That'll work. And then it won't fall off the table until I'm done putting my ruffles on here. Let's see, I'll do that on the bottom. I don't know if you could really see it, what I was trying to show you, but like I said, in between the metallic, it just was like little strands of mesh. It's very unique. It's different. And it makes a very pretty wreath. I've seen wreaths made out of it. But I don't think you can get it at Craft Outlet. The only other place I've ever seen it, like I said, is at BB Crafts.
Would this work for like doing the mailbox flags?
For this?
Yeah.
Actually, a mailbox swag, you need to have a certain type of a form that bends, that will bend over the mailbox and be secure. I don't know. I mean, this will bend. I'm sorry?
Does it look like a ladder?
No, that's a rail form. I'm not quite sure. I think those bend pretty easily too. I can't remember that, and that's one thing we have not done in class yet. We have not done a mailbox topper in class. I think it's the same form that you use for a grave saddle or a headstone saddle. I'm almost positive.
Let's do one of those pretty quick because we can, if people who sell things, they can sell a lot of the mailbox toppers for fall, Halloween, and Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. We probably should do a class on it. We should probably do a class on a mailbox topper.
That would be wonderful.
We haven't done that yet. Like I said, I don't know if what we're using here would work because I don't think, because from what I've seen, the mailbox topper is, I'm trying to see if I can explain it. There's actually 2 sets of wires and they're rounded. I can't really explain it, and I'd have to look up a picture of it, and I can post it in the group. And they bend. They actually bend and they clamp over the mailbox or they clamp over the headstone, I believe. I think it's the same form that you use for the headstone that you use for the mailbox topper. A rail form looks like a ladder. I know that probably does bend. I've never tried to bend mine, but I don't know as it would bend and be secure enough to stay in place, is my point. I think that's why they specifically make the forms for the mailbox or the grave saddles a certain shape. But look that up after you get off of class. Look up eyelash mesh. It's really pretty. I'm actually looking at some of the two-tone mesh too. Trendy Tree had some, and it's sort of like a mixture of two meshes blended together. There was a burgundy gold that was gorgeous for fall. Let's see. Almost done here. And that was the first time I'd ever ordered the eyelash mesh. And I can't wait to use it. And I thought orange and purple would be pretty for a Halloween wreath, which is going to be coming up. I can't believe it's already the beginning of July almost. So again, instead of squishing the last ruffle that you put on, lift it up a little bit like that, so they can sort of push each other up. That's what you want. You don't want them to be flat. You want this to be fluffy. If you can even call mesh fluffy, you know what I mean. Let's see what we're going to put in the middle here now. Do I want to do blue again? Or do I want to do, I'll do red in the middle. And just make sure you crisscross your ruffles because it just looks better. And then you can kind of pull them out a little bit once you get it on there. Make sure that it's even. After I get this on here, I'm going to go ahead and I'll move my chair so we can put our ribbon on. You can add a ton of different types of embellishments. You know, Hobby Lobby had little shooting, like little rockets, and there's glittery stars. Actually, I was going to try to find some Christmas ornaments in my basement, because if you have red and blue Christmas ornaments, you can even pop those on here too. That'd be fine. I've seen people do that. I was going to try to order some from Craft Outlet. They had some really pretty red, white, and blue ornaments, yeah, but they were sold out, so I was a little bit too late for that. All right, let's see now. What do I want to do on the bottom? I'll do red on the bottom now, I guess. And then we'll be done with this. This part, which really was pretty quick. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Who else has jumped on here? Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. I just see you jump on. Dawn is here. Hi, Dawn. Dawn, you're just jumping in. I know you were excited about this. I cut my garland in half, my garland form, only because I want to just either put mine on my mantle, or I just want to maybe leave it on my table as like a centerpiece. So I didn't really want mine to be 9 foot long. Plus, I didn't want this class to be 3 hours long either, even though Gina's speeding right through hers. These are very easy to cut in half, just with some wire clippers.
That's interesting, because I have a rail that
What's
goes.
that?
I have a rail that it's basically like a square up against a wall, and that goes down in my basement. I have a spiral staircase.
Oh, beautiful.
And Miss Regina, who has the Pro Bow the hand,
Yeah.
she actually gave away one of her secrets of how she attaches her garland.
Yeah.
If you go to her page, and there's a little short live video that she did on, she decorated her front door for Memorial Day.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful.
She's awesome. She's awesome at decorating.
She uses her house, the front of her house is stucco. She takes hardware cloth from Home Depot, spray paints it white to match her home, attached it to the house, and then she changes out her garlands.
What is she
And
attached to? Hardware?
screws.
Oh, screws. Okay.
Yeah. Very,
Wow.
very small screws or nails.
Uh-huh.
And then you can't even tell the hardware cloth's there, really.
Wow.
And then when she puts her garland up, you can't even tell
That's awesome. And
that the hardware cloth is there.
It holds it pretty securely.
Yes.
That's awesome. I'll have to go
Yes.
watch that.
And then she does just, you know, like the wire that we use, the 26 gauge wire. That's what she attaches her garlands on it with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You'll have to check it out. It's pretty cool.
She's so smart. Let me wipe off my table here. Thanks for that.
Not a problem.
Christina,
I'm glad we decided to do the ruffles. Yes, ma'am.
if you can kind of dilly-dally for maybe 5 minutes, I'll have mine done, my whole thing done.
I didn't hear what you said, honey. What's that?
If you will dilly-dally for 5 minutes, if nobody else will complain,
You
I'll
want
have
me to
my
dilly-dally? I mean, maybe do a little song and dance?
Yeah.
I can't really dance because I hurt my legs, so.
I want to finish mine tonight, actually, what I want to do.
Do you want me to do some stand-up? Look at
Well,
that.
we're going to complain.
Wouldn't this be pretty, like, as a wreath, too, though? Look at that. So if you have any left over, look how pretty that would look as a wreath, too. See that? I love those colors together. Let me stop and get a drink of water. If you guys could see my floor, I have all these sprays all over my floor. Okay. We're going to dilly-dally for 5 minutes here. My kids are home, so I don't have to worry about taking my doggie out to the bathroom like the last 2 classes. My kids had been in Colorado for a week visiting their sister. And my little doggie decided she wanted to wander in right in the middle of class and had to do her business, so I had to kind of take care of that. And all the ladies were just like chit-chatting and like, it's okay, take your time. I'll be right back. Let me just throw this away. Just make sure the outside light is on. One more. Or no. 2. But it will be. Okay. How you doing, Miss Regina? Regina, I just called you Regina. Is that your full name?
My full
It is,
name,
right?
My full name is Regina.
There you go, see? So we were just talking about Regina, so I called you Regina.
Yeah, I know, it happens. I'm
I'm
fine.
gonna let you guys in a little secret here. My full name is Christina, but my entire life I've always gone by Tina. The only place that I go by Christina is in my group. I don't know why. I don't know why I decided to make my Facebook page as Christina, but I don't know why my mom never just called me Christina. She always called me Tina, and I never really liked that. I always liked Christina better. So now that I'm an adult, I can go by Christina. All right, let's get our ribbon here. Are you done, Gina, or should we dilly-dally a little bit more?
I've got 2 more ties, so I can catch up.
Okay. Now, again, this ribbon that I chose came with the kit that's available. Again, you don't have to order the kit if you don't want to, but typically when I'm making a wreath or a garland or anything, I like to have 4 different kinds of ribbon. Usually 2 1.5 and 1, or excuse me, 2 2.5 and 2 1.5. These are the 1.5 inch that I cut at 14 inches, and the ends are dovetailed, as you can see. If you don't know what a dovetail is, you just fold it in half. You fold it in half and you cut it at an angle, and then you have a dovetail. And this is a really cute USA with a little flag. This is another 1.5. This came with the kit. My lighting is terrible in here. And then we have this one in the 2.5, little sparkly stars, and then just a stripe, a red stripe and a 2.5. Now, I always like to cut some extra pieces at 16 inches because I like to put little bow ties in the middle of my ribbon bundles, and it doesn't really matter which ribbon you choose to do that with. You can choose the 2.5 or the 1.5, it doesn't really matter. But they're just a little bit longer, so you can add little bow ties, and I'll show you how to do that. If you haven't seen me do that in my classes yet, I do it pretty much every one because I just love how it looks. So then you kind of just have to decide which ribbons you want to put together. Boy, this is really sparkly. There's like sparkles everywhere. Let's see, I think I'm going to put these two together. You just kind of lay them on top of each other and you find your center point and you pinch in the middle, just like that. Move this out of the way. This ribbon is very sparkly. My freaking garland's gonna fall on the floor again. And you just start laying your ribbon bundles in. I like to kind of curl them under a little bit because it just looks, this is not going to work. This is going to fall on the floor. I need to try to secure this somehow. I'm going to move my camera over just a little. There we go. That'll work. Okay. Now I'll show you what I mean by the little bow tie I like to add in the middle. I actually have longer pieces cut in this one and I have it cut in this one. You can use either one, it doesn't really matter. I might just alternate. So let's see. Where are my longer pieces? There they are. And they're not dovetailed. There's really no need to dovetail the ends of these. Hold on one second. Some background noise here. There we go. So just take your 15-inch piece and just sort of make a little circle. Make sure these ends are overlapped because you're going to pinch it in the middle. And make a little bow tie and you put that right on top of your ribbon bundle. And what's nice about these work garlands is you can take this little piece in the middle. And actually, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to do something neat with this. Typically, what I do is I sort of like just curl it under like that. And, you know, it sort of adds to the wreath, this little, you can see that. It's like a little embellishment. But I'm going to show you something neat. I'm going to keep these pointed up because I want to see how this looks. I picked up some of these little scatter balls from Hobby Lobby. And they have these at every holiday. They have them in zillions of different colors. And I got some in red, white, and blue. So I'm going to see how this looks. You can glue these, but what's really easy is you can take and you can just pop it right on the end of your styrofoam. I'm not quite sure if that's going to work because I don't know how much of this sharp end is sticking out, but typically you can just pop it on the end just like that. See that? I just kind of popped it on the end there. I'm not sure if it's going to stay. It looks like it is. Now we can maybe get a white one.
Christine, I can't see you.
Yeah. You can't see me?
No.
I don't know what happened. Maybe go out and come back in again. I'm not quite sure why you guys lose videos sometimes. I don't know. I'm sorry. So you see how cute that is? You just take those little balls. Oh, I'm blurry. Hold on. Oh, no, I'm not. You just take the little balls and you put them, you stick them right on top of the pipe cleaner. And that's kind of a cute little way to attach those. Or you can glue them throughout, but that would take a heck of a lot longer. There goes my garland on the floor again. So that's just an idea. Well, let's go to our next. I have to put these balls somewhere where they don't spill all over, because they'll go all over the place. Now I'm going to do my red stripe. Like this one. Now, if you had ornaments too, the red, white, or blue ornaments, you could put those right in the middle of your ribbon bundle as well. We're just going to go to our next tie. And this is kind of why you want your ribbons to be a little bit longer, because the ruffles are so big. So you might have to kind of like squish your ruffles down a little bit to get your ribbon to lay the way you want it to lay. Because you don't really, I don't like when my ribbons stick straight up. I like them to kind of stay. I like them to kind of curl under a little bit.
I got my garland done.
What's that?
I got the whole garland done.
Yay!
So
Where do you
y'all for
have it? Do
indulging
you have like
me.
a really big dining room table or what?
It's all over my table and chairs.
Oh, there you go.
I need to change my name again.
Yeah, I need to do something with the end of my garland, or it's going to keep falling off my table too. That's the only thing about garlands. And like I said, I remember when we did the Christmas garland last year, I just did the class on the floor because I couldn't keep it on my table and it was driving me crazy. And I thought, well, if I cut it in half, it won't be so big, and so it won't be as much of a problem. I'm just trying to fix this a little bit. Hold on a second. I might need to put my chair back over there because this is going to keep falling on my. I know what I'm going to do. Hold on one second. I have a little TV tray over here. I can lay it on. Look at creative here. I can lay it on that so it stays. If you have a big dining room table, I would suggest using that. Now, why didn't I think of this before? Look at that. That works out perfectly. See that? I have my little TV tray there. And that's going to hold my garland for me. Yay! Why didn't I think of that before, Christina? All right, so I have some longer pieces in this. Again, it's up to you what you want to use for your little bow ties. I'm not sure if I'm liking the way this looks like that. I don't know, it kind of looks like bug eyes to me, and it just popped off anyway. So maybe I'll go ahead and I'll glue those on instead. So it just popped off anyway, so we might need to, I might just get some glue and kind of scatter them around. Whoops. I'm a little fussy when it comes to my ribbon. I'll sit there and I'll play with it for a while until it's the way I want it. Okay. Let's go back to our stars and stripes. And this would look really pretty if you wanted to put some lights in it, but I would, like I said, wrap the lights around your garland form first.
All right, Christina, I'll see you later. I'm going to lay down before I got to go to work tonight.
Okay. Oh, you got to work tonight? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's all right. But make sure I get the video. I've got everything.
Who is this speaking again? I'm sorry. I'm trying to get used to your voices here.
Oh, Dawn.
Dawn. Okay, Dawn. Sorry, honey.
No, you're fine.
The video.
Yeah, because I've got everything together. Got my pencil, garland, and everything.
Oh, good. You going to make two or just one? I thought I heard you say you were going to make two at one point. I could be wrong.
Yep, I've got 2 to make.
There you go.
So
All
I
right,
will.
my dear.
I'm sorry.
I said, all right, my dear.
All right. It looks super awesome so far.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right. We'll see you later.
Don't work too hard. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, bye.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night.
So this one I'm going to put the, if you saw me do that, I made the bow tie out of my star. You can do the bow ties out of the 2.5 as well. If it's a thinner ribbon. I mean, I've done it with thick ribbon too, but this is pretty thin, so. And then you just keep alternating. That's all I do is I just alternate. You can even use more than 4 different kinds of ribbon if you want. It's entirely up to you. Let's see. I hope I didn't really mess up my knee because it's hurting me now. You can take 21-inch mesh if you want, and you can do poofs also on the garland forms. I've done that before too. That's how we did our Christmas garland, is with poofs, and that's pretty as well. Yeah, ribbon all over the place here. I'm gonna move this ribbon over here because it's falling all over. I need my longer piece. There it is. Sorry I'm not that talkative tonight, you guys. I'm sort of focusing here. I love these two ribbons together. They look pretty. Actually, I think this is the longer piece. I don't want this one. I need the shorter one. Here we go. I accidentally dovetailed a couple of my longer pieces. I wasn't thinking. I can still use them though. I used to be really bad at matching ribbon in the beginning. I've gotten a little bit better at it. A lot of times, honestly, you know, I'll match ribbon, or I think it's matched, and then I get it on the wreath and I decide I don't like the way it looks, and I end up using something else. So if you aren't sure what ribbon that you want to use and how it's going to look together, always, you know, cut a bunch of different extra pieces, you know, because if you end up not using it in that wreath, you can always use it in another one. But it's always good to have, you know, some extra different colors and, you know, patterns available, because if you get it on your wreath and you're not happy with how it looks, you know, you can change it. I've got like a whole bag of like extra ribbon, like strips that I cut that, you know, I didn't end up using. And then honestly, there's been times when I've been in the middle of making a wreath and I think, wait a second, you know, let me pull out my ribbon stash here of my strips, and I can sometimes find just what I'm looking for from, you know, another wreath that I may have had left over, or a pattern or a color that I cut and it didn't work in the wreath that I was intending it for. So I think I'm going to switch this around now, because I want to get on this end. There we go. I'm so glad I thought of that, my little TV tray, because that's working to hold my garland in place. Okay. There's really nothing to making a garland. I mean, it's just like making a wreath, but it's straight instead of round. I'm not sure who was asking me if they're still here, and I apologize. I'm still getting used to some of the new members' voices about the mailbox swag. Who asked me that question? Are you still here? There's actually, you're talking about a rail form. Someone was asking about a rail form. We have a class coming up next month where you can use a gutter guard as a rail form. The rail form is the one that looks like a ladder, but somebody had a great idea and mentioned it to me. You can go to Lowe's or you can go to Home Depot and you just get a gutter guard, very, very light plastic. They're very inexpensive, $2. They're long though, they're like 3 feet long, and unless you want a 3-foot long garland or a table centerpiece, which you might, not a garland, swag I mean, or a tabletop centerpiece, unless you want a really super long one, you can keep it at that length, but they're very easy to cut in half. They're very thin plastic and they have holes in them. So you just basically get your pipe cleaners and you thread it through the holes, and you don't even know it's like hidden when you're done. You don't even know that it's in there. So that's what we're going to be doing next month. This is looking super cute so far.
I just love the glitter star ribbon.
What's that?
The glitter star ribbon.
Too.
That is gorgeous.
There's so much of it. You've definitely got enough for another wreath, you know?
Yeah, well, what I matched when I did my ribbon bundles, my ribbon clusters. I did a 1.5 inch and a 2.5 inch together on all of them, so that they would not overshadow each other.
Isn't that what I'm doing or no?
I don't know what. Yeah, I guess that's what you're doing. I didn't know what you were. Yeah.
You're so busy, you're not paying attention to me. That's okay.
No, I'm not. I'm working.
That's all right. I love having you in my classes. I love hearing your voice.
My southern
Your
drawl.
southern twang. I'm jealous. I wish I was from the South.
You wouldn't like the humidity down here.
No, I wouldn't. I hate my accent, though. I hate my upstate New York accent.
What part of New York?
I am about 2 hours west of Albany. I'm near Syracuse.
My husband's from Syracuse and my daughter's an hour north of Albany.
Really? Wow. Yeah, my daughter graduated from SU. My son graduated from Union College, which is in Schenectady. And my other daughter, who just moved to Colorado, graduated from Cornell, all New York State colleges. Yeah.
I'm hoping my daughter and son-in-law move back to North Carolina.
Really?
They're talking about it anyhow.
I've always wanted to visit North Carolina. I've heard it's gorgeous down there.
Come for a visit.
What's that? I know I should.
What part of North Carolina?
When my son was a baby.
In North Carolina, about an hour and a half from the coast.
Oh, nice. See, that's the I want to live by the ocean.
I live here on the coast. I live right over from Hatteras.
Awesome.
Wow.
Well, I'm in between. Well, actually, Lookout is closer than Hatteras.
Isn't that Hatteras Island? Isn't that what that's called, or am I wrong?
It's the Outer Banks.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would love that. I see. My daughter, before she moved to Colorado, she graduated college in 2014. Then she got a job down in the Hamptons, believe it or not, if you've heard of the Hamptons before. She was about 5 minutes from the ocean. And, you know, everybody says the Hamptons, you know, all the rich people are all stuck up and hoity-toity. It really wasn't that bad. I mean, there's definitely money down there. But one thing about the beaches is they were super clean. And you know, I kind of am a little mad that she moved because I love the ocean and we used to go down and visit her. But, you know, I've heard the mountains are pretty gorgeous too. So I think I'm probably going to go out to Colorado in August or September and pay her a little visit. Flights are so expensive though. It's crazy how expensive they've gotten. I used to work for the airlines when I was 19. It was Piedmont Airlines, and I believe that was a South Carolina or a North Carolina based airline, but they, US Air bought them out. But I used to work for Piedmont Airlines when before my son was born. And I used to fly all the time for free. That was fun. All right, what color do I need now? I'm like chatting away. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here. This is coming together. See, I like ribbons in my wreaths. I like ribbons in anything, you know, any wreath, you know, garland. I don't like so much ribbon that you can't see the mesh. I like to be able to see the mesh too. That's important to me. So I feel like every component needs to have equal stage time, I like to say. But that's so cute with the little bow tie in the middle. Yeah, I didn't really like how those little balls looked. I don't know. I stuck them in and then they reminded me of little bug eyes. So I took them out. We'll see if we can do something else with those. I have to plug in my glue gun here in a second. We'll see. Maybe we can glue some here and there. I have some little stars too that I might add. My ribbon's falling all over the place over here. But we are almost done. I have 3 more here. I probably should plug my glue gun in. I might add some flex tubing. I have some flex tubing over there in red I might add from Christmas time. I kind of want to see how that looks. But again, look in your Christmas decorations and see if you have any red and blue or even silver Christmas ornaments. And you can actually glue them right into the center of your ribbon bundle. And I think that would look great. I may still do that. I didn't get a chance to get down to my basement and find where they all were. But I know I had a bunch of extra ones from last year when we made the ornament wreaths. So I think I'm going to put a star in this one. Do I have a star on that one? So I can't do a star on this one. Let's see. I'll do a stripey. These just add such a cute little finishing touch to the top. Yeah, I like this star ribbon too, Gina. And again, this did come with the kit. If you want to purchase a kit still, I will attach the link to the video when I send you the video, because I always provide the supply list too, but I'll put a link to the kit if you still would like to order the kit. They're still available. They're through Shelley B Home and Holiday. And she uses all really good quality materials. Craig Bachman mesh, Expressions ribbon, if you've ever heard of Expressions ribbon before, it's very good quality ribbon. And you'll get full rolls of ribbon, full 10-yard rolls of ribbon in the kit. So you'll definitely have enough for your garland and another wreath or another garland or whatever. If you want your ribbon to be a little shorter, that's entirely up to you. But I like to have it 14 inches because the mesh just can be kind of poofy and you want your ribbon to show. All right, I don't know. I may have to cut one more piece, but maybe I can just use one of these. I'll just use one of these instead. This is one of my 14-inch pieces, but I didn't cut enough of the 15, so I'm just going to improvise here and use one of my 14-inch for the bow tie. That'll work. I didn't cut any of the red and white stripe in the 15-inch to make my bow tie. I probably could have done that, but I just didn't. So almost done. And I'm going to plug my glue gun in because I'm going to add some other goodies. Plug it in. I don't like to keep it plugged in because it drips everywhere. How are we doing on time here? We're doing pretty good. It's only 9:30. Well, Eastern time. Let's see. One more. You need the stars. Now again, it's probably gonna take you a little bit longer, Miss Gina, because you have 9 feet, and I only have half that much. This one's too long. I'm gonna use this one. Nope, this one. Now look how pretty that is.
I'm over halfway through putting my ribbons on, so.
You're fast, girl. You're fast for a Monday night. Did you work today?
Yes, I work today.
It wasn't that bad of a day today, I guess, huh?
No, it was Mondays are always horrible. It's just no. I just work fast.
Yeah. What do you do? Where do you work? Do you mind me asking, or?
I'm an accountant.
Oh gosh.
I work for a family company. We're consultants to the HVAC, electrical and plumbing.
Ah.
But I do all the accounting and all the contracts.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're crunching numbers all day.
Yep, I'm a bean counter.
That I would not be able to handle that. I was never good in math.
I love it. I've always been good with numbers. So.
Yeah. My son too. Well, he's got an engineering degree, so he's actually working in finance right now at the finance department for a local company. He does a lot of the pricing models and things like that for, it's actually an olive oil company that's located locally here. If you have any Piggly Wigglies down in the South, that's who they supply the oil to.
But we have Piggly Wigglies down here.
Do you?
We do.
So that's, you get your olive oil, the Piggly Wiggly brand, from up here.
Ah,
Just so you know, it's from Savina Oil Company.
That's funny.
The only other time I've ever heard of the Piggly Wiggly was from Driving Miss Daisy. And then I mentioned it to my son. He's like, "Mom, we sell oil to them." I'm like, "Really?"
That's funny.
Do you remember that from Driving Miss Daisy?
Oh yeah. And see, I sell Mary Kay. And so if you ever saw fried green tomatoes, Kathy
I love fried green tomatoes.
well, you know, she's a consultant for Mary Kay in the movie.
Oh, really? I didn't know it's been around for that long. Didn't that movie take place in like the 40s or something like that?
What, the movie?
Yeah.
No, fried green Kathy.
Oh,
No.
man, you're talking about Kathy Bates, like in the present, because you know how it's present day and then it goes back to the past.
Right. Well, Mary Kay is 53 years old this year.
Wow, I didn't know that. Are you going to get a pink Cadillac?
No.
What do you have to sell to get a pink Cadillac? That's
You
what
have
I
to
want
be
to
a
know.
director, and I don't even know what the qualifications are.
I don't think I would even want a pink Cadillac.
I mean, right now it's really nice that they can get the pink the SUVs. So I mean, they get a nice Cadillac.
I could deal with an SUV.
Yeah, they get the nice one. Now the national sales directors get the big Escalade.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with this last bow tie here. I'm sorry, you guys. Hold on. That's why you got to make sure your ends are folded, because if you pinch it and put it in, it's not going to stay if your ends aren't folded together. There we go. Okie dokie. Get this extra ribbon out of the way here. Sparkles everywhere. Oh, I hope I didn't mess up my knee. It's hurting me. I'm such a whiner. All right, I want to show you this stuff. I actually have green in here too because it's from Christmas. If you want to, this is called flex tubing. I actually got this from the Dollar Tree at Christmas time. You can take this. Let me get my little measuring mat. This is just an idea. And you want to cut these kind of long. Let me get my scissors. I would probably say like 25 inches. This is 18, this cutting mat. 19, 20, 22, 25, 26. 25 or 26 inches. So it's very light. And what you can do is you just make little bow ties out of it. Just like that. Maybe do 2 or 3 loops like that. Very simple. And you can just put this anywhere on top of any one of your bundles and just, you know, It just adds a little something. A little something, something. And I was looking through my little bin today and I saw it and I thought, well, that might look cute. I already have my bow tie on there, but you know, this is just like a little extra. See that? Just like a little extra little bling you can put on there. A little wreath bling or garland bling. I'll just do a couple more pieces. We don't have to do it in every one. I thought maybe I had some blue, but I didn't. I just have red. 18, 19, 20, 26, just kind of eyeball it, 25, 26 inches, something like that, just enough to give you a couple of little loops. I just do like 3 little loops, just like that. Kind of pinch it in the middle. Maybe we'll put one over here. Just be careful when you open your tie up again that you don't lose your bow tie. Or you could even do this in place of your bow tie if you want to. Once you get it in there, if you want to, once you tighten that pipe cleaner back up, you can kind of fix your loops a little bit if they're uneven. That's kind of cute, a little something. Maybe we'll do a couple more as long as we're at it. Yeah, they have these at the Dollar Tree. I got these at Christmas time. Obviously, they're $1. 6. I'm not sure if they have them for any other holidays, but you can get them online at any craft supplier in different colors. I'll just put one over here. I don't want to overdo it. You can see me over here. I'm running off the camera here. There. So I have 3 on there. There's one over there. You can put one in every one if you want. It doesn't really matter, but I just decided to do 3. Don't want to overdo it. And let's see what else I have here. I actually found some red, white, and blue flowers from last year. I don't know where I got these, but I'm not quite sure how they're going to look. I'm not really quite sure if they would go. I would probably just pluck the top off. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think, Gina, on the flowers? Should I add these flowers, or are they a little too weird? I don't even know why I got these. I got these at the Dollar Tree. You looking, Miss Gina? What do you think about the flowers? Should I add the flowers or no? Because I have these little stars and little hats and stuff too.
I don't like the flowers.
Yeah, I don't either. That's all I wanted you to say. I was hoping you would say that. I was looking through my bag to see what I had. And I had those. Let me move my chair out of the way here now. So maybe we'll just glue some of these little, I've got glitter all over my chair. I got these at Michael's last year, I think. This little bin of little glittery stars. And there's a couple little hats in here too. I thought those were kind of cute. I don't know what the heck this is. What is this supposed to be? Huh, I think that's missing something. Maybe that's supposed to be a hat. Is that supposed to be a hat, Gina?
Yep.
Well, I like this one. I want them all to look like that. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be. That's a little tiny hat. Well, here's another one. I like these though. I'm gonna put a couple of these in somewhere. Let's see. Now here's the problem I have. Try to find out where you're gonna put it before you put the glue on, because once you put the glue on, you're gonna be sitting there dripping glue everywhere. Let me move this out of the way. You drip the glue on yourself and you drip it on the floor and you start cussing. Let's see. Like I said, you don't want to go too crazy. There's a lot of color, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but I kind of like these little hats. I could just set it right on top of the ribbon bundle too. I'll just put that one right there. Stick that one just like that.
I got all the ribbons on my garland.
All right, you go, girl. We're almost done here.
What about this silver star thing?
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. I gotta get those out of my box. Oh my God, I forgot about those, Gina. Thanks. We have the little star things. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot about those. But I still put my head on there. Hold on, let me get that out of my box. Oh God, Gina, thank you. I forgot about those. These came with the kit. Yeah, we gotta put those in. They're still at the bottom of my box here. Hooray! These little floppy stars. Whee! These came with the kit. So I'm still going to put some more of these in, I think. But let's cut these because I don't want to put the whole stick in. So try to cut off each section if you can. If it will work that way, or they're going to come apart. I think what you can probably do is just twist them together.
Each little star? Or is there a section? Oh.
Yeah, but what I'm going to do is I cut off the section and I kind of twisted it together at the bottom so they stay together. Do you know what I mean? Because it was starting to, because all they are pipe cleaners.
Right.
So just cut off little pieces. Thank you, Gina. I totally forgot it. She's like, what about the little stars? I'm like, oh yeah. This whole thing came with the kit. So we're going to put these in. These are going to be cute. I'm just going to glue them in. Just put a little bit of glue around the bottom. Uh-oh. And it'll stick to your mesh. You just kind of got to hold it a little bit. And they bend because they're pipe cleaners, so you can kind of just... That's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad you reminded me. I forgot. So again, they come apart when you take them off the thing. You can keep them twisted together, or you can just put them on individually. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to twist them together a little bit. They're very floppy.
Oh, the glitter goes everywhere.
I know. Let's see. I'm going to put some over here.
I wish we got more than one strand of them.
Oh, I just burned myself. This is why I hate glue. I know. Well, you're going to get quite a few out of this little.
I got 4 bundles.
Yeah. This is why you have to find where you're going to put it before you put the glue on. I just dripped it on myself. Ouchie.
Are you gluing those in?
Yep. Well, you could actually probably even attach them to your ribbon bundles too, if you wanted to. I'm just kind of gluing it into the mesh in little random spots here.
I think I'm gonna put mine in my.
Yeah, there's 4 bundles. Yep. I'm gonna put some over here on the end. Trying to burn myself. The thing of it is, any other alternative to hot glue takes forever to dry.
Yeah, E6000 takes forever.
What's that?
E6000
It
takes
does,
forever.
and it stinks.
Yes.
It smells. Yeah, I burned myself pretty good just now. That hurts. You gotta be careful. Let's see, I'm kind of falling off the table here. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put I'll put my other. I've got one down here, I've got one over here, one way down here. I'm going to put one right sort of in the middle too, I think, my last little bundle. Thanks, Gina. I totally forgot about these. They're in my box. I'm going to put this one right here. And these are bendable, these little pipe cleaners too, so you can kind of play with them a little bit and move them around. There you go. That's very cute. See how they kind of sparkles. Oh, I didn't burn myself too bad. I do want to put another one of these little hats on though, because I had another one of those and that was cute. Where'd my little hat go? I have one there. I'm going to put one over here, I think. Right in the middle of my bundle here. Yeah. So I don't know. I might. What's that?
It's cute.
Isn't that cute? I think I'm going to save my little glittery stars for my wreath, for my patriotic wreath, though.
Yeah.
Because we have these glittery stars on here. Because we have the patriotic wreath class coming up too, and I actually have.
Hey, if you go to Hobby Lobby, they should have their 4th of July stuff on sale now.
Yeah, look what I got. Got these little. These are for the wreath. These are for the.
Yeah, I like those curly cues. I used to use those a lot.
Yeah, I got those for the patriotic wreath. I probably could use them here, but there's a lot of stuff going on in here now. We got the ribbon, we got the little hats, we got our stars now. I'm not even going to put the other little stars in. Although if I wanted to. What's that?
Where'd you get the hat?
I got the hats in this little container from Michael's last year, and with the little stars and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they have them this year or not. Was it Michael's? Yeah, the Celebrate It. That's Michael's, right? Yeah.
Celebrate's Hobby Lobby.
No, it isn't. It's Michael's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Michael's.
I'm almost positive. If I wanted to, I could stick some of these little stars in the ribbon bundles too.
Yeah.
If I wanted to do that.
That'd be cute.
But I don't know. I got to think about that because I think I might want to save these for my patriotic wreath. So, and I don't really like these because I don't really think they look like hats. I don't know. They look like big mushrooms or something to me.
Symbols.
Yeah, thimbles. They look like thimbles.
Oh, that big. They look like big push pins. Is what they look like.
What's that?
Push pins. That you
Yes.
on a cork
I
board.
could take some of these and sort of glue them in the center of my ribbon bundles without burning myself too much. Hot glue does not like me. I'm telling you right now. Look at that.
That's cute. What do you do with your with the red pot planers?
What's that?
What do you do with the
I
red?
kind of curl it under. So I
Under?
like make it like into a little ball.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
But look at that. That looks so cute like that. I like that.
Does.
Everybody's like, is she done yet? Can we go to sleep? Is she done adding stuff? I feel like I really burned myself, but I can't really see. And that's literally just from the glue like dripping on my finger. That's all that was.
Well, Christina, it's been fun. I'm gonna have to go get ready for bed.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up too. I may just keep gluing a little bit more of these balls on here, but you guys don't have to watch me do that. So,
Y'all have a great night. Thanks.
all right, you guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Does anybody have any questions before we go, or?
No, but I would like to advise you to elevate your knee and put ice on it for 20.
Yeah, I did the whole, what is it called, rice thing, rest, ice, elevate, compression. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. The thing of it is that I don't really think I ever even injured it this last time. It just started like randomly hurting.
Yeah, I step wrong sometimes.
Arthritis. What's that?
I said I step wrong. I have the arthritis too, and I have bursitis, which makes it really bad. But all you had to do is just step wrong, and
that's exactly what happened. I've been totally fine. I've been walking every day. I go to the gym, and like I said, I was just running to grab the phone, and I just.
We're using the center place.
So you can see I have it. You can see I have it wrapped up right now. So, I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, you guys, the video will be ready tomorrow. I wish I could say that I could hit a button and send it out tonight, but what I have to do is I have to wait till Zoom gets done processing it. That takes probably like a couple hours. I don't know why it takes them so long to process that. And then I have to upload it to my computer, and then or download it to my computer, and then I upload it to YouTube, and I can send you guys the link to my private YouTube channel. All righty?
Thank you.
Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Good night.
Night.